Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Macemaker and this is a new shell challenge in Paralives Early Access. Today I will be attempting Amity Alcove's challenge. A cozy duplex? Is this a duplex? I don't know. It is located kind of outside Melino, almost in the woods, like a little cabin perfect for a couple. So I made this place for a couple indeed, a couple of birds. Of course, I'd like them to be free, but the idea of having a massive cage surrounding the house was too appealing to let it go. To be honest, I tried quite a few things first. I tried making more quote-unquote normal space, but upside down. You know, everything hanging from the ceiling. The bed, the table, the chairs, everything. Well, let's just say it didn't work because of some glitches and bugs that we all love and treasure, and that definitely didn't damage me on a mental or spiritual level. I'm a mediocre artist, but I like imagining things, and it happens very often that I come up with an idea that later turns out to be impossible for me to recreate outside of my mind. I like to think it's because the idea is so original. It might just be because I'm not that skilled. But okay, it is okay. I gave that idea a fair try and I failed miserably, so I moved on to other things. Oh, I also chose not to use many paintings because they are not getting uploaded to the gallery. So that was another limitation to my maximalist style, and above all I tried recording some parts with live audio, and oh my goodness, the noises in this building where I live. The dogs barking, the neighbors, even the birds chirping outside. Wait a minute, that's the idea. Of course, I had to record everything without sound and do this voiceover afterward. It's 2 a.m. and I'm still praying for the neighbor's dog to stay quiet for a whole hour at least. So, you saw me changing the columns and recoloring pretty much everything. It had already been modified a little because of my previous attempts, but mostly just the color swatches and the stairs, which I already knew I wanted outside because this place was simply too small for me. I have to admit, I laid it out pretty poorly. I didn't even leave enough space for a bathroom, but when you think about the fact that the current tenants are a couple of birds, well, everything is a bathroom to them. The walls were misbehaving here too, as you can see. Despite the arches, the wall was still there. I tried using it as a divider or replacing it with windows, but nothing worked. So I proceeded to deny reality and ignore it just to actually place some furniture. My only hope was that I would somehow be able to fix it at the end, and let's just say I almost gave up on this idea because of that. At first, I really tried to align the columns, but it wasn't working and I had to compromise. I didn't want to delete and replace the walls because of the challenge rules, but if you squint hard enough, they are kind of aligned, right? I placed lots of plants and wooden pieces, even using logs as side tables, like little branches ever could have brought inside. I told myself I'd do the cluttering at the end, and I almost forgot to put things on shelf. I'm not entirely sure this place has enough light to actually see anything at night, but hey, airflow is great, and besides that, I don't imagine anyone actually wanting to play here. I mean, there's no freaking bathroom here. The details are in red and blue as a nod to the birds, but the overall vibe is kind of boho with a bit of rustic plus some Greek-ish flair with the columns and arches. I do know that those arches are not Greek, but I don't recall the style. Maybe Tudor in other color? If you know, leave me a comment please. Now, taking seriously, what kind of furniture do you think a human-sized bird would actually need? I mean, I decided for the beginning not to have a bathroom, mostly because privacy isn't really a feature here, but having a bed, a piano, a ready corner perhaps, an actual kitchen. I must admit I felt really weird putting eggs in the kitchen to eat. I mean, it's cannibalism when you think about it. Granted, some species do that. I know for a fact that chickens sometimes peck at the eggs they have laid and eat them. Then they start eating them as soon as they are laid, so nature is weird. I especially loved using the egg chairs. Now that I think about it, there's an egg rack that could have been a great addition too, but I'm quite happy with this. I tried to be organized with the space, but it kept happening that I'd come across an object I wanted to use while I was looking for a different one, so I kept going up and down trying to put everything in the right place. Thank goodness there were only 2 floors and they were small enough. Don't get me wrong, I love big challenges. Actually, I tend to play in a huge house, at least in the Sims franchise, because my households tend to have 8 characters at the bare minimum, but it's nice to work with a small space every once in a while. I found these rose bushes were quite temperamental too. At first I tried the tall ones, as you can see, but apparently they can't share the same space, so they kind of repel each other. Then I found the same bush in a smaller version and decided to use that instead. I mean, I felt so clever for a second. Then I found out the corner near the stairs was still a real pain to decorate, even with those. And I had to double check the placement of the bushes to keep them more or less tidy, organized, well, to get the look and feel I wanted the space to have. I also had to move the yoga mat. I don't think it is actually functional where it is, but hey, we still don't have a bathroom, so yeah. And don't even get me started on the cage. Oh my goodness. For the record, I had already tried this idea before just to see if it was possible. I managed to do it in like 3 seconds without any problems, but of course it was a little uncomfortable to furnish the space with the cage surrounding it, so I decided to place it at the end. Yeah, I almost lost it there again. We need a move objects cheat in Paralives. The tool is great and fun until it suddenly isn't anymore. I was actually about to exploit another visual glitch here. When I deleted one of the arches, the wall didn't appear again, so visually it looked right to me, but it felt a little too cheaty, so I decided to put the arches back, just not perfectly aligned, leaving a tiny chunk of wall, almost invisible, to keep the space as open as I could. And that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for staying until the end, and special thanks to Amity Alcove for this challenge. It has been a blast. I'll leave the links to the Discord thread, the Steam workshop page in case you want to give it a try, or in case you want to pay a closer look to my building, and of course her video presenting the challenge down in the description. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this building. I still want to give the upside down house another chance, but I need to recover from the last attempt first. Please consider recommending the video to a friend and subscribing if you enjoyed it. I will be back with more weird builds and Paralives Let's Play very soon. Until then, bye bye!